Audio check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2. Audio check, 1, 2. A very good morning and welcome to Kowloon Cricket Club for the KCC Morning League Grade 1 match. It's the Marvels taking on the Royal Avengers. Marvels captain Akash Shah winning the toss and electing to have a bat first. So the Avengers out there with the red shirts on. Batting Opening the batting for the Marvels today, it will be Gerard Qatari and Pranav Shah, Chico on strike. After the thriller yesterday, the full 40-over match between the Grade 2 sides, Sunlawn Titans, Mark Orr going down to the final delivery. Hopefully we'll get a game like that today here as well. Third match this week. We'll be playing 3 a week for pretty much the next 3 months. 3.5 months. Finishes at the end of May. So lots of Morning League cricket available live on the KCC Morning League YouTube channel. If you're tuning in nice and early, very good morning to you wherever you are watching around the world. Shida Bhagav to open the bowling for the Royal Avengers. Looks like we're almost set. There we go, first delivery. Just eased off the thigh pad for the first runs off the bat for Chico. Marvel so far, 1 win, 1 loss and 1 washout, sitting in third place, but only because they've played 3 games. This will be a 4th game for them. Royal Avengers, they're in 4th place. Only played the 1 game and they won that one. Decent opening partners out there for the Marvels today. Leading run scorer in KCC Morning League Grade 1, Chico Gerard Qatari. And best average, Pranav Shah. So Chico's got 187 runs now in the series, and Pranav has an average of 139. Well, I guess he has an average of 140 now. They're both getting runs on the board in the first over. Tidy start so far from Bhagav. Tries to hit hard, almost carries to the mid-off fielder. Good fielding position set by Captain Faisal Muhammad, keeping him nice and straight, knowing Chico likes to go back over the bowler's head. Mid-on a bit wider. That one goes up and over the top of mid-off's head. That's going for 4. First boundary in the books for Chico and for the Sky Warrior, the Marvels. Right on cue. Said how he loves going over that mid-off region. This time goes through forward square, 1 bounce, back-to-back boundaries to finish off the over. Sky Warrior Marvels move to 10 for the loss of no wicket after 1. Good run slowing at the end of the first over for the Marvels. Second over to be bowled by Aksar Saeed. Pranav Shah on strike. We kind of missed out on that one. Didn't get all of it. It's racing away. Could go for 4 anyway. Certainly does. Outfield nice and fast today here at Kowloon Cricket Club. He's just poked that one through square leg. To find a gap, backward a point, does so. Another boundary. Pranav now with back-to-back 4s, and 4 4s in a row for the Sky Warrior Marbles as they race away to 18 off just 8 deliveries. Putting pressure on the field and a misfield. Thoughts of 2. Chico wants to come again. Pranav's happy with 1. Chico now, always swinging hard, but that one's been pushed down the leg side, missed by the keeper. 5 bonus runs in the books. Marbles race into the 20s already. It's how they play. Always putting pressure on the bowling side with the opening pair. Oh, that sounds big. Oh, 1 bounce. They had protection there at backward square on the ropes. And Chico's almost managed to... He's hit that so hard that the fielder has almost been forced over the boundary line. Manages to palm it back in just in time. Appeal from Askar, and then a mix-up in the field is going to allow for at least another overthrow. Could be 3-leg buys here. That's an impressive feat at Kowloon Cricket Club. I think to the point I'm not sure I've ever called 3-leg buys at Kowloon Cricket Club before. Finishes off with a dot, but another big over. 18 runs coming from the second as the Sky Warrior Marbles move to 28 for the loss of no wicket after 2. Runs flowing early on for the Sky Warrior Marbles. Forcing the errors as well. 6 wide, 3 leg byes in this 29 runs. Gentle dab, backward of square. Again, being very tidy. Went for 2 fours at the end of his first over, but the first 4 were nice. Could get a wicket here. That's gone straight up in the air. Caught and bowled, chance on and taken. That's the end of Chico. Chirag Qatari out for 10. Caught and bowled, and the Royal Avengers strike in the third. Sky Warrior Marvels, 30 for 1. Chico not happy, getting out cheaply. Out for 10. Brings Harsh Jagani out at number 3. Runs were flowing. And that one, almost a rainmaker, it went so high. Well judged catch by Bhargav off his own bowling. Wasn't going to miss out on that one after Chico took him for back-to-back 4s in his first. Still not even halfway through the power play. It's a very good over, even with a couple of extras in it to start with. Also 4 dots, including a wicket. Shorter one though, and given the treatment, flat bat 6. That raced away backward of square. Stayed about head height all the way. That ruins what was a very good over for the Royal Avengers. And Bhargav, he gets the wicket, but still 9 runs coming from the third. Sky Warrior Marvels, 37 for 1. Oh, a bouncer. Fast one. I've gone up into the helmet. Close to. Says he's fine. It was quick from Saeed. Inside edge onto the pad, out onto the leg side, another quick single. Plenty of boundaries early on for the Marvels. 4 fours and a maximum. Ashtagani, 6 off 3 with that flat back 6 in the previous over. Well, there's going to be another boundary here as well. Through the gully region, a few bounces down to the short boundary at the members' pavilion. Still going at 200s here, Ashtagani, 10 off 5. Had to find a run that wasn't a boundary. Dots in the books for the Royal Avengers. I'd like a few more wickets. Only a batting 10 today. The Sky Warriors Marvels. So 9 wickets will get the job done for the Royal Avengers. They got 1. 8 more. The runs continue to flow. And there's another boundary, 2 protecting on that leg side, a backward square and backward square on the 45. He picks the gap between the two of them. Ashtagani continues strike rate of 200 with only boundaries. 14 off 7 after 4. The Marvels, 46 for 1. Agab, successful in his previous over. He's going to bowl a third. Looks like they'll use the 2 bowlers in the power play, the Royal Avengers. Big leading edge, goes through the slip cordon, short boundary, 4 runs. Had to fly third inside the circle, but was quite wide. Picked the gap between keeper and that position. Not the prettiest of Jagani's 4 boundaries so far, but still only scored in boundaries, and the 50 runs comes up with that 4, 51 for 1 inside the 5th over, keeping that run rate over 10. That's another boundary. 5 boundaries now. 4 fours and a maximum. Moves into the 20s. Strike rate of 220. Running out of superlatives for Ashtagani at the moment. Oh, now almost carries to extra cover. Not far away from covering, just a bit of bottom hand from Jagani. The captain, Faisal Muhammad, patrolling that extra cover region. It is. It's almost in the action. Oh, this is going to be the first non-boundary. So 10 runs coming from the fifth. Sky Warriors bringing up the half century. They're 56 for 1 after 5. Might be a little delay here. Some drinks being run out. Looks like we're not far away from continuing here. 5 overs done. Sky Warrior Marbles 56 for 1. Harsh Jagani 23. A change in bowling will be George Pisana into the attack for the Royal Avengers. Jagani on strike. His strike rate's dropped just under 200 now. He's 23 off 12. And putting pressure on the field. Faisal does the fielding. Takes the single. Now, Pranav He's been out there since the beginning. Just the 11th delivery he's faced. He's still keeping the runs ticking over at more than 100 strike rate. Picks up his 14th run. They've got a deep mid-wicket and a long on in place for Jagani. He stretches forward, beats Faisal this time. That's very nicely timed. Straight through extra cover, just to the right of the captain. Moves to 28. And then very watchful to a very good ball from Prasanna. This one, he likes picking out extra cover. Faisal in the action again. They scamper through for a single. Toss once again. This time, Pranav picking out Faisal. End of the over. 7 runs coming from it. After the power play, the Sky Warrior Marvels 63 for 1. Captain Faisal into the attack outside the power play. Very nice platform set here for the Sky Warrior Marvels. Said they've only got the 10 batters available, so they've still got 8 wickets. Plenty of batting to come, of course, as is the case with the Sky Warriors team. Crunched out through cover. Prasanna out in the deep. Make sure that's just the single. Got a deep square. That deep extra cover. Long on, long off. And I'm sure there's probably a mid-wicket lurking somewhere. Well, probably not. That's 4 outside. Yeah, there is a deep mid-wicket just in front of our broadcast area in the tent. Big appeal from Faisal, and a very slow finger from Imran goes up. That's the end of Pranav Shah out for 15. The Sky Warrior Marvels lose their second on 66. The captain strikes. That's a big wicket as Naneet Shah comes out to the crease at number 4 for the Sky Warrior Marvels. Both openers back in the sheds for the Marvels. And 8 gets off the mark with a single. That's a very good over from the captain. Mohammed Faisal striking after 7. Sky Warrior Marvels, 67 for 2. Prasanna to continue. And they're having overs going for 18. And these two, Prasanna and Faisal, 2 overs together, just the 11 runs plus a wicket. Stealing in singles of late. The Marvels. Everything slowing down just a touch. Well, that's a big full toss, though. Gets through Faisal, will get through the deep cover as well. 4 runs, put it in the books. Shagani's not going to miss out on that one. Picks up his 7th boundary as he moves to 35 and pushes the Sky Warrior Marvels into the 70s inside 8. That's delicate as well, work to do. They have a backward square on the 45 inside the circle. Does the fielding. After being pinned down a bit, Shagani keeping the runs flowing again. Big floater that drops down right on the toes of Naneet. He finds a single out to deep cover. Nice and straight because it keeps extra cover out of it and gets picked up down at long off. Pick up a 2. Another one straight. This one harder down to long off, so will only be a 1, but good runs again. Back into the 10s. 10 runs coming from the 8th for the Sky Warrior Marvels. 77 for 2. That's on the pads, a big appeal. Another one! He's got 2 LBWs. The captain strikes again. Faisal Muhammad, and it's the massive wicket of Harsh Jagani out for 39. The Marvels lose their 3rd on 77. Faisal Muhammad now has 2 off 1.1. Well, great cameo comes to an end. 39 runs for Harsh Jagani, and he did it at a good clip as well. Pushing the score up to that 3/4 of the century mark. Now Vishal Mehta comes to the crease. Out at number 5. It's been some inspired bowling from Mohammed Faisal. Twice Getting the Sky Warrior Marvels batters to play across the line to one that's straight, nice and full. Takes a length back and makes it a bit quicker this time to start off with to Vishal. They're the top three now back in the sheds for the Sky Warrior Marvels. Up to Nanit Shah and Vishal Mehta. Form a partnership in these middle overs. It's played nicely off the toes out to long on. That's Saeed. Patrolling the boundary there. Mid-wicket opening bowler as well, Sridhar Bhagav. Straight. Usman Manj, first time we've seen him today. Yeah, was he coach at Kowloon Cricket Club, playing for the Royal Avengers today, alongside his brother, in fact. Both the Manj boys in the Royal Avengers. Oh, that's a very tidy over from the captain, Faisal Mohammed. He gets the wicket. Just the 4 runs coming from the ninth. Marvels are 81 for 3, 11 overs remaining. I see Pranay Peter Doshi with the pads on. Might see him soon coming out for the Marvels. And another one, appeal, this time turned down by umpire Arif. Leg by George Prasanna into his 3rd over. Little expensive in his previous one, but the man that hit him for a boundary, Harsh Jagani, no longer out in the middle. Has to do his own fielding off this one. They get through for a single. Just taking every run they can at the moment. After a flurry of boundaries to start with, Prasanna and Faisal have managed to peg this back. Play. Rearranging the hardware for Nanit Shah. These two out in the middle, Nanit and Vishal Mehta, they can hit a big ball as well. So once they get set, they've only faced 10 deliveries between the two of them. They stick around. They can certainly pile the runs on later. There'll be a couple of wickets that the Royal Avengers will be looking to get as cheaply as possible. Putting pressure on the field and a bit of a wild throw from Faisal means Nanit gets safely back, or safely in to the non-striker's end. Vishal Mehta now. He smashes it straight back to the bowler. Good piece of fielding. No one getting through. Wild swing. Wants a tap and run. It's straight to the fielder, but a direct hit as well. Everyone's appealing. Square leg umpire Afzal Haider says not out. So that's the end of the over. There's 4 runs coming from it. We're at the halfway mark. 10 overs done, 10 remains. Go Warrior Marbles, 85 for 3. Ahmed Faisal to bowl a third. 2 for 8 so far. 2 for 9. That wide. Full toss. Doesn't come completely out of the middle. Work to do for Bugov. Does well, sliding. Pushes back for 2. So it didn't come quite out of the middle from Vishal's bat, but it still raced away down towards Cow Corner. It's just not out of the middle, allowing Bugov to put the slide in. Picked him out this time, so it'll only be a single out to deep mid-wicket. It was hit so softly that Bugov's had to come all the way in from deep mid-wicket, and they get back for 2. Gets through Prasanna. Coverage in the deep. Punched out to deep mid-wicket. So some runs flowing. They're coming, but no boundaries at the moment as the Sky Warrior Marbles move into the 90s after 11. 93 for 3. Current run rate of 8.45 will get them to 169. That might be a little lower than they were perhaps hoping for. And the Friday version of the KCC Morning League Grade 1 event gets a superstar umpire now. From Wednesday's game, the player of the match, Akash Yadav, will be doing the officiating as George Prasanna looks to bowl out. Final over for him, 3 overs, none for 20. That's lofted, going through Cow Corner. Again, can't cut it off this time, Bugov. Picks the gap nicely. That's what Vishal Mehta can do when he can find it. Out of the middle, the runs will start to flow. His 12th delivery. Much needed for the Marvels. The Avengers have been fighting back. Good bowling. A good piece of fielding off his own bowling for Prasanna. As the bouncer. The toe of the bat from Vishal. Takes one. No interest from the bowler, really. More of an appeal from mid-wicket. They've got a forward square mid-wicket region inside the circle, plus the deep mid-wicket, who's shuffled around a little bit. Bunk up moving around towards Cow Corner with that forward square. They've got a deep square as well. And nobody backward of square or point outside the circle. Need to definitely bowl to your field here. You've got a backward square on the 45 inside the circle. Lisman Mange at a backward point. But he's a fair way inside the circle. So anything fine through slips and gully will go for 4. There's that play out right on cue. Change in bowling here in the KCC Morning League Grade 1 match. Viren Savani. Bowl over number 13. Prasanna bowled out. On my count, Faisal has one remaining. To save that for later. This could be out. This is up in the air. Buggup getting underneath it. Takes the catch, and that's a big wicket. Gets a wicket with his first ball, Viran. And the Sky Warrior Marvels lose their 4th right on the 100. Naneed Shah. Okay, that's a big wicket for the Royal Avengers. Naneed. Yeah, it was Naneed. Holding out through Cow Corner. A spot where he took a great catch the other day as a reserve fielder. He's returned the favour. Pranay Doshi on strike, coming in at number 6. Umpire Yadav waves it down leg. There's a loud appeal from Viren. Quickly walked away from that one. He knew not out. That's hit nicely through mid-wicket. I go with lots of work to do today out in the deep. What's it with the flat bat, Michelle Manta, but it only goes back to Virat. Another charge, tries to find the gap. He will find the gap this time. The ring of fielders out in the deep on the leg side can't get that one as it goes forward of square. They remove the fielder out of the forward square inside the circle. So Vishal Mehta picks the gap nicely between mid-wicket and backward square. Races away towards the swimming pool pavilion for another boundary. Much needed. It's all slowed down a bit here. Tries to tickle that one. Can only find Prasanna and backward square. Get one. End of the over. 13 done. The Sky Warrior Marvels. 106 for 4. Is it going to be Uzi to bowl? Certainly looks like it. Usman Marj heading towards umpire Yadav. And it will be for the first time today. Usman Marj. He's making lots of changes in the field. The forward square back in place. Shy at the stumps, but good running. Doshi gets home. He's got a backward square and a forward square and a deep square and a deep mid-wicket. That's why that one's going down the throat. Nope, that's going over. That's gone into the dugouts. Big six from Peter Doshi. Hung up again, thought he was in the action, but not this time. On about 5 metres over the rope for 6. Pushes this one through cow corner. Asker does the fielding. So 8 runs off the first 3 deliveries. Good start to the over for the Marvels. Can Uzi fight back and find a wicket perhaps? Oh, that was unfortunate. I think it was a KCC Saracens game. Perhaps Yasmin Daswani had the gloves on there. That might have been stumped. Oh, that's big. Work to do in the deep. Can't get there. Into the steamroller for 4. Oscar Chatterjee with the gloves on was just standing back that previous delivery. Allowed Vishal Mehta to come down a bit, even if he missed it. A bit closer to the stumps this time, but gets bat on ball. It's going to be a big over. 12 runs coming from the 14th. The Sky Warrior Marvels, 119 for 4. Savani to continue. Successful off his very first delivery. 1 for 6 off his 1 over he's bowled so far. So fine idea for him to continue. It's an extra. Calls to catch it, not catching that one. That one is almost left the ground, just catching the top of the trees and dropping back down at the last moment, so we don't lose the cricket ball, which is good because I think we lost about 5 yesterday. Sounded good off the bat as well. Work to do for Saeed. Gets there with a slide. Saves 3 in the end. Maximum. They're dealing in a couple of singles. Keeping that run rate up and around the 9, 8.83, pushing the score to 177 at the moment. They've still got 5 wickets in hand. That was a nice quicker one. It has to go a long way back. Uzi doesn't pull the trigger. One stump to aim at. The charge inside bottom edge squirts down fine on the leg side. Vishal's desperate to get a single in here. Peter says, hold your horses. Don't want to lose another wicket. And 5 overs remaining. That's it, hard and straight and full. Nicely picked out the gap between the long on, long off. Hit back straight over the bowler's head. After a couple of dots, Mehta gets another boundary, moves to 35. 5 overs remain. The Sky Warrior marvels 132 for 4. Uzi to continue, 13 off his first over. Doshi trying to feather it through the slips cordon, which is not a bad idea. Usually I say there's no future in that one, but with no third in place, they're now making the switch and putting a backstop in, basically. Now moving around to a shortish third inside the circle. Uzi very, very, very confident. And umpire Yada's finger goes up. That's the end of Doshi. Uzi strikes, and the Marvels lose their 5th. It's Pranay Doshi. Departs for 9 and brings Sambhav Shah out to the middle at number 7. 4 more wickets for the Royal Avengers, and they'll finish this innings off. 4.4 overs remaining for the Marvels to try to put a bigger score on. It's a very vital game. These two teams sitting side by side on the table of the KCC Morning League Grade 1. Both with 1 win each. The Royal Avengers haven't had a loss yet, though. The Marvels have. Sambo gets off the mark with a double. Cross bat swat. Oh, that's lucky it hit the boot out there in the deep, because otherwise it was going for 4. The hands weren't quite there. Got to be quick. Uzi's managed to smash his knuckle onto the stump there. That would be explaining what that action is. Marvels going down in their previous game in Grade 1 back on December 4 against the Titans. Only put on 112 that day. More runs today at least. Where's the Royals Avengers? Blimey, they played the first game. Their only game was the first game of the season back on September 4th. Might explain why I don't know many of these players. That's 4 runs. They had cow corner covered this time, so it goes through long on. Good way to end the over. A wicket in it, but 9 runs coming as well. It's Vishal Mehta. Goes equal top scorer for the Marvels with 39. 4 overs remain, 141 for 5. The Royal Avengers, first game, only game, back on September 4, 2024, was up against the Sergeant Spartans. They batted first in that game, put on a massive 197 for 8. The Spartans could only manage 139. Beats Uzi at point, just going forward of point. I know it's a long season, but 5.5 months between games has got to be some kind of record. Oh, flicked nicely. Straight through square leg for 4. Vishal into the 40s with his 6th 4. So we're getting down towards the death overs. Charge in the air. 4 runs. Can't be cut off in the deep. Going through extra cover. Back-to-back 4s, bringing up the 150 for the Sky Warrior Marvels. Run rate up over 9 now. 3.5 overs to go. 200 is possible, depending how big these two in the middle can go. Takes the pace off that one, but also pushes it too far outside off, trying to stay outside of Vishal Mehta's arc. Started with a few extras and a wide +4. It's been tidy since then. Oh, commentator's curse as he goes back-to-back wides. Marvels won't mind. Extra runs. Still 3.5 overs remaining. A shy from the captain, not far away. Still say that 200's on the cards. We saw yesterday's Grade 2 game. Marcos, they needed 47 off 3. And they got 47 off 3. Won the game. So 47 off 3.5 will get the Sky Warrior Marvels up to 200. And it's been a very good over so far. Still 1 ball left, 16 off it, 14 off the bat. Oh, that's flicked fine. That's 4 as well. Let's see if it's got some bat on that one. No, it's all wide. So that's expensive. The second one in the books for the Royal Avengers, a wide +4. And now 200 really is a chance. 38 off 3.1 will get them there. Up to the psychological barrier, as we like to call it, getting into 200 off 20. This makes you think when you've got to go out there to bat. That's 10 and over. Swatted, that's going to be 4 as well. Massive over for the Marvels. 25 runs coming from the 17th. They move to 166 for 5. Make no mistake, Sambhav Shah is no number 7. He came in at number 7, but he can bat anywhere from 1 to 11. This partnership, 34 off 10. So 340 strike rate between Sambhav Shah and Vishal Mehta. Bhagat back into the attack. Doesn't matter. Boundaries continue. Make a change from earlier commentary. It wasn't Bhagat that was out at mid-wicket doing all the fielding. It was Manja's brother, Mukta. I'd explain it. The Manj heritage. And explain how good he is out in the field. On opposite side of the field at the moment, the two brothers. Aksa Saeed. Out at long on. 40-run partnership. And more work to do in the deep. And that's a 50 up for Vishal Mehta. 50 off 33. Goes up on the big scoreboard here at Kowloon Cricket Club. And gets a big round of applause from his Marvels teammates. Been a marvellous knock. 6, 7 fours, 1 maximum. 50 off 33. And while Sambhav Shah continues to swing hard, he's going at a strike rate of 200, 20 off 10. 8 runs coming from the 18th. They'll take that, the Avengers, the way these two are playing. 12 legal deliveries remain. Uzi to bowl the penultimate over. Was he still ringing the changes? This is interesting. There's no deep extra cover or deep point or deep third, which is where that one's going for 4. Okay, 22 off 11 to get to the 200 mark. That's pretty easy, considering they got 25 off the 17th. So they've made the change. They've taken point out to a fly gully, trying to protect that short boundary backward of the point region. But they still don't have it in the deep. I reckon that's exactly where Sambhav was trying to attack. He's trying to smash that one through cover. He knows that it's there. That's what Uzi wants. It's obviously a lure. Or he just wants extra players out on the leg side, but that's exactly where he went. Knew that was going to happen. One bounce. Smashes it through the cover region. Second that it got a bit loose from margin. It was going to be put away. No changes in the field, though. They want to keep with the current setup. Into the 180s now for the Marvels. That's a 50-run partnership up between those two as well. Won't get a boundary here with the coverage on the leg side. They do get one. $51 off 20. That's some sort of late order T20 batting by the Marvels. Vishal Mehta and Sambhav Shah. Tries to flick it on the leg side, just wraps it into the pads. Nine runs off this over. They might fall a bit short of the 200 here, if they can find the boundary a few times. Well, tried hard. Well, that's interesting. Whipped away for a dot at the end. 19 done. 183 for 5. The Marvels. 6 legal deliveries remain. And we knew, I said earlier, the captain, Mohammad Faisal, had kept one over up his sleeve, and that's because he wants to bowl the death over. 3 overs, 2 for 16, both LBW. Early wickets that were good for the Royal Avengers. Since then, it's been a bit Marvel's way, as it was early as well. Seesawing affair in grade 1. And he's got a third. That's gone straight through, and that's the end of Sambhav Shah. He's out for 29. The 51-run partnership comes to an end. Mohammad Faisal's got 3, and the Marvels have lost 6 on 183. Smit Mehta coming out at number 8 for the Sky Warrior Marvels. Not played before. New player into the Sky Warriors mix. So 2 Metas out in the middle. Five balls left. Faisal's got 3. And a little tip and run to Uzi. Wise play from Smit. Get Vishal Mehta back on strike. 50 off 35. He's the one that can push this score into the 190s. He's trying hard, pushes hard. That's 4 runs. Mukhtar not able to cut that one off from deep mid-wicket. 188 in the books. 3 balls remain. 3 more 4s will get him to the 200. Couple of 6s. 6, a 4 and a 2. They'll be pretty happy with the score, the Marvels. It's pretty big. That won't be 4 as they've got protection just backward of square. Two balls left. Now, what's Smit going to do here? Probably doesn't want to do the tip and run. He wants to try to find the boundary. Also doesn't want to lose his wicket, of course. He's only faced 1 delivery. It's not like he's got any time to get his eye in against Faisal. Oh, that's gone straight up in the air, but there's nobody there. It's not going to carry to anyone. They've had a fielder there at extra cover for 19 overs. And in the 20th, they don't. So that's exactly where it fell, and it would have fallen on any other bowler straight down the throat of Mohammad Faisal. As it is, 2 in the books, 1 ball left. Take us to the innings break here. I'm going to try to push for 2 here, surely. And there's going to be danger at the by a batter's end, but they get back safely. End of the innings. Look at the batting and bowling card. The batting card for the Marvels. Vishal Mehta not out on 55. Helped out by Harsh Dagani with a 39 and Sambhav Shah with 29. Putting on 193 for 6 in 20. The bowling card. And it's led by the captain, Mohammad Faisal. 3 for 26. Single wickets for Viran Savani, Usman Manj, and Sridhar Bhargav. So we're in the innings break here. Join us in about 9 or 10 minutes' time. The Royal Avengers needing 194 for victory. Innings break done here at Kowloon Cricket Club for the KCC Morning League Grade 1 match. Sky Warriors Marvels up against the Royal Avengers. 193 for the Marvels. 194 required for the Royal Avengers. Big score. Both teams playing with 10 today, so 9 wickets for the Marvels will get them the win. 194, of course. Gets the win for the Royal Avengers. I did confirm with George Prasanna at the innings break that this is their second game, with their first game back on September 4, which is quite a big gap between games. I might count that's 5.5 months. Completely different seasons as well. It was stinking hot, of course. Chico Katari. No? Yes. Chico to open the bowling. Saif Ullah on strike. It's not Chico opening the bowling. I think it's the captain, Akash Shah. So we'll get that amended on the overlay. Didn't look like Chico's action coming in. It does look like Chico is standing at mid-off. Both of those. Good reasons why it wasn't. And of course, Akash Shah is a very good bowler. Captaining one of the HKCC teams this year. There's so many HKCC teams, I cannot remember which one it is. So I'll have to do a search. I'm sure if you're watching along at home, you probably know which team it is, but I think it's the Optimists. Correct me in the YouTube comments. The chat is open if you're watching along at home. Yes, it is the Hong Kong Cricket Club Optimists. I was correct. Sunday Elite League Division 2. Oh, that's gone big top edge. Straight over the keeper's head. First boundary. Little dab poke Oh, that's got some legs on it too. Work to do in the deep. Can't get there. Another boundary. Two boundaries. Getting the Avengers run chase underway. One overdone. They've got 8 on the board. They need another 186. Pranav Shah to bowl over number 2. Nice and full. That's made a gap through the covers as well. 3 trying to chase that one down. 0 can get there. Another boundary. Usman Mange facing his first delivery. It's pushed fine. Work to do in the deep. Coverage backward square. One of the 2 outside the circle. The 2 outside. Backward square. Backward point. Unconventional field. No fine leg. With a deep or inside the circle. Pranav making sure it stays outside off. Got a fly gully. Just inside the circle. Cover point. Extra cover. Mid off, mid on. Mid wicket. And a square leg. Pranav was pretty confident about that one, which means he's straight onto the pads, which is dangerous with that lack of fine leg in place. Not even a backward square on the 45, it's just backward square. That one too far outside off. We know that the Marvels, of course, got off to a blistering start. 14 off 1.4 is a pretty good start for the Royal Avengers, but after 10 deliveries, the Marvels were 25 for the loss of no wicket, but they're about to lose the wicket at Chico. That is Potter on through for a single. Eight off the first, 7 off the second with 1 delivery remaining. And gets away with the dot, so it will be just the 7. 15 on the board for the Avengers after 2. They need another 179 at 7 at 9.94. Current run rate of 7.5. After 2, the Marvels were 28. The loss of no wicket. That's Nunny Shah. They're mixing up the bowlers here. The Sky Warrior Marvels. Akash is bowling the 1. Saifullah is on the most runs so far, but he's faced the most deliveries. He's just faced the 3. point now, but a forward cover point in the deep. Still got that backward square as well. Big swing there. Shot, catch taken. Pranay Doshi takes the catch at mid-on. Nani Shah strikes. That's the end of Saifullah. The first wicket falls for the Royal Avengers on 15. Nice catch by Doshi. This wicket falling on 15. Coming out at number 3 for the Royal Avengers, Bhaskar Chatterjee. Early on, inside 3 overs. There's a good low down catch there from Peter Doshi. All with the gloves on today. I am doing the duties. And glides that one back with a point. No deep point, as I said, so some work to do. The fly gully gets down and uses the boot. Is he back on strike? 5 off 3, including a boundary. Taking the helmet off. And he's now called out. Wants the helmet, so a bit of a delay. Sure why he took the helmet off, to be honest. Akash Shah. Pranav. And now Nani. All got enough pace to warrant a helmet. His brother runs that one out. As you might have noticed, they've switched shirts. So as he's batting in the Royal Avengers orange-red shirt, which if you were listening in the first innings, you'd realise is Sridhar Bhargav's shirt, which Mukhtar was wearing. We thought that was him, Bhargav in the deep, but it was Mukhtar. All very confusing morning league. I like to think our Kowloon Cricket Club morning league is a bit like European cricket. Anything can happen. The chaos of yesterday, that had plenty of European cricket stylings. Straight to point this time. Similar result. It's a very good over from Nani. Just the extra and one single. Got the wicket as well. 1-1-1. And keeps it along the ground this time to Peter Doshi. At mid-on, so yeah, very tidy over that one. 3 done. The Royal Avengers 17 for 1, needing another 177. Now the run rate required up into double figures, 10.41. Easy single off the pads. Pranav becomes the first bowler for the Sky Warrior Marvels to get into a second over. Very tidy at the moment for the Marvels. Just the wicket that's fallen, but just dots and ones for about 2 overs now. Does go big over the top of the infield, racing away down towards the cow corner boundary. Again, 3 chased it down. And again, 3 can't cut it off. 4 in the books. Woozy gets his second boundary. Now going at a runner ball. Was a catch taken. Another wicket falls. Pranav with a caught and bowled. Uzi departs for 9. The Avengers in all sorts of strife. They're 22 for 2. That's a big wicket. KCC coach and Saturday player having to depart on 9. Daniel coming out to the middle at number 4. All the 2s at the moment for the Avengers. 22 for 2. Oh, bounce up from Pranav. That's wide. That's a fabulous over. 5 runs off the bat plus an extra, but another wicket falling after 4. The Avengers 23 for 2. Needing a 171 from here. 10.69 her over required comparison time. The Sky Warriors Marvels were 46 for 1. Anit Shah to bowl a second. First one was beautiful. 1 for 2. One of those ones was an extra. Oh, that got some zip. Hello. Welcome to the crease, Bhaskar Chatterjee. Bit of chin music. Whipping at it, outside off again. More dots, more dot ball pressure, more run rate required pressure. The Sky Warrior Marvels have come to play. In a previous game, they went down, capitulated, all out for 112. There's a charge this time. Bhaskar is making his intentions shown at least. I feel like if he can get bat on ball, it's going to go big. At the moment, he cannot. Still more dots. We had a wicket maiden yesterday. We haven't had a maiden today from memory. Tough to get a maiden when 193 runs to pump onto the board. Nani Char's one delivery away from achieving it in the second innings. Oh, it's going to be 4, not far away from a diving Mayank, but end of the over. 4 runs coming from it. Avengers after 5 move to 27 for 2. 15 more overs for them to chase down another 167. Go into the attack. Tadakathari continuing to mix up their bowlers. They've got plenty of them. The Sky Warriors Marvels. Daniel just walking away before Chico released that one. Wasn't far away from releasing it, but wasn't ready. Into the body. Nice and quick from Chico. A bit of a belly rub from Patrick. Up in the air, calls the catch, going to fall safely. Could spin all the way down into the short boundary. Having to use the boot to cut that one off. And it ends up being just a single. Bit fluky from Patrick, but he'll take the one, get off the mark, get off the strike. Ball back to Chico. Leaks it away through a forward square position. Oh, that's hit beautifully, though. No mistake this time from Daniel as he goes through long on for 4. End of the over, 6 runs coming from it. Power play done. The Royal Avengers 33 for 2, needing another 161 at 11 and a half. They're almost half the score of where the Sky Warriors Marvels were at after the power play. The Marvels 63 for 1. Nanit Shah bowling beautifully and causing issues. He's going to bowl a third. And the captain, Akash Shah, there was talks there you might have seen on screen that perhaps put a slip in, but Sambhav Shah's been sent back to Gully. And the edge, yes, he's got to go. You can hear the edge from all the way up here. Bhaskar Chatterjee has got a big, thick edge. Nanit Shah's got a second. And that's the third wicket to fall. Nice catch from Mayank Shah, getting the job done. And the Royal Avengers now 33 for 3. They were 22 for 2. Now they're 33 for 3. That's not a good trend. Viran Savani coming out to the crease at number 5. Savani out to the crease, number 5. Troubling times for the Royal Avengers, 33 for 3. Nanit Shah, though, bowling beautifully. 2.1 overs, 2 for 6. He troubled Chatterjee in the previous over until that final ball where managed to find a 4. But in the end, Nanit gets revenge and gets his second. Viran on strike now. Just copped a little bit of iPad. I don't have a monitor, so I can't see which way the ball's going half the time. I'm watching side on. I'll get my monitor back up and working next week when somebody returns my HDMI dongle. You know who you are. Oh, dabbed almost in the game there, Sambo. Goes past his left hand and they take the boundary. Not bad. I don't think Nanit will mind that one. It's another one that's not far away from being a catch. Savani gets off the mark. And boundaries is what the Avengers need. And they need lots of them. They don't want to capitulate here. Really need to get the score up at least, even if they can't get the win from here, which is going to be tough. Only 6 more wickets available. Another over from Nanid Shah, where there's just been one boundary, but also a wicket. Last over, it was 5 dots and a 4. This one, it's 4 dots so far, including a wicket and a 4. Make it 5 dots. Squared up to finish off. 4 runs coming from the 7th. Royal Avengers 37 for 3, needing 157 from here in 13. Run rate required now up to 2 a ball, 12.08. Oh, that's hit hard. That's good runs. Longest boundary at KCC, doesn't matter. Straight under the scoreboard for 4. Went for a boundary in his first over. Chico goes for a boundary at the first ball of his second over. And that was good from Daniel Patrick. Reset now. Oh, good keeping. Could have easily gone for 4. Low down the leg side. Sharp gets the left mid down just in time. They now take a single, rotate the strike back to Viren. Swinging hard. Again, this time it's Viren trying to... Six off the over so far, and they need double that. It's the current run rate, so they'll need to find a maximum right here. It's not going to be a maximum, and they've now put coverage out at extra cover in the deep near the training sheds. All the gear is kept at KCC, and so it will just be a single. 7 runs coming from the 8th. The Royal Avengers 44 for 3. They need another exactly 150 at 12 and a half. And we're going to see slow bowling introduced for the first time today. Pranay Hitadoshi into the attack for over number 9. Took a great catch to get a wicket earlier on. Now he's got the ball in hand. He's trying to get some... Pranay starting with a bouncer. So slow a bowler today. Bowling the slow mediums. Into the thigh pad. Another valuable dot for the Marvels. Pressure on. It's like the first innings, just 9 wickets available for the Royal Avengers, so they're a third of the way there. Can't afford to lose any more. They need to find a big partnership like Vishal Mehta and Sambhav Shah got. That's in the air, just outside the stretched arms point. Was Sambo there as well? Just talking about him, and I think if he was about 6'5", he might have managed able to grasp that one. It's just gone over the top. Well, he's apologising and playing with his hands. He may have got hands to that one, in fact. He was jumping in the air. This one along the ground. Looking for a direct hit. Might have asked questions of square leg umpire Imran Arif. Odd boundary here and there, but lots of dot balls as well. There's a little pause as Peter redoes the shoelace. Has to do his own fielding, so just a single. Toe of the bat. Stays along the ground. Chico picks up well inside the boundary at long on. End of the over. 6 runs coming from the 9th. The Avengers bring up their 50. They're 50 for 3. With 11 overs remaining, they need to go at 13.09 now. 144 more runs. It's going to be a tough ask. Meet Mehta into the attack. Chopped in the air again. Just goes wide of Sambo this time. Trickles out to the deep for 1. That's hit well, though. Kept along the ground, backward a point. More of that required. Patrick up to 20 now. He's doing his best out there. Wide. Maybe a bit of a feint from Smeet there, trying to convince umpire Yadav that there was an edge on there. Guided nicely. Backward a point, keeps gully out, keeps the deep point out. Another boundary. Daniel Patrick being good. A bit of an expensive over here from the new recruit into the marvels today, Smeet Mehta. Oh, this could be out as well. That's another one that's just skied. I tell you what, Sambhav Shah, well, it's not Sambhav this time. Whoever's at backward point at the moment, that region's being peppered with thick outside edges. Vishal Mehta at backward point now. Into the over, 12 runs coming from it, 11 off the bat, plus an extra. We're halfway there. The Royal Avengers, 62 for 3. They're not halfway there, though. They're about a third of the way there. They need another 132 in the second half at 13.2. Rene Doshi starts another over and another boundary. This time, Viren picking up his second. They like him finding boundaries at that backward point region. Not a bad place to pick them up. Short boundary. No changes though. Nobody going back on the rope. At fine and deep third. Comfortable with the setup that they've got. Charge. Fresh air. Swatting at dragonflies. Runs to long off this time. But just the one as they amble on through. Still 6 wickets in hand. These two have got a very handy partnership forming here at 34. That's up in the air. It's going to go over the top of Chico's head for 5-6. Yep, all the way. It's now a 40-run partnership of just 27. Daniel Raj Patrick gets to watch his 6 on the big screen at the Kowloon Cricket Club scoreboard. And that's flicked away forward of square. Harsh Jagani comes all the way into the circle. Pick that one up. This has been a good over. This is what the Royal Avengers needed. More of it as well. Coming off the over that went for 12. This one already gone for 12 with 2 balls left. One ball left, I should say. I'm a bit excited. See, I told you there was 2 balls left because he's bowled a wide. Now there's 1 ball left. And they've got their 13 they needed. They just need to do that for another 9 overs straight, which is tough going. Not impossible, of course. Is there an edge there? Mayank was very, very convinced. Peter went up later, but the finger goes up from Imran Arif, and the 42-run partnership comes to an end with Viran Savani out. Caught behind. Pranay strikes after going for 13. It was a good partnership. Savani, 13 runs. But it comes to an end. Looks like Mukhtar coming to the crease. Mukhtar Manj coming in at number 6. Wicket falling at the end of the over, so Mukhtar will be at the non-striker's end. The big hitting Daniel Raj Patrick on strike. And the old mate Sambo's coming into the attack for over number 12. Sambhav Shah. He was upset at the way he got out. I did remind him that he was involved in a massive half-century partnership with Vishal Mehta and got the runs on the board that are putting the pressure on the Royal Avengers. But like a true batter, he was saying he was not happy getting bowled on the first delivery of the final over. A fill-in fielder. The teams are helping each other out today. The Sky Warriors sent a fielder out for the Royal Avengers, and the Royal Avengers have sent a fielder out for the Sky Warriors, but it's just been noted he's out there fielding in flip-flops, so he's been sent back to find some better footwear. No fielding in flip-flops. All right, ready to continue. Well, some shoes are found. Getting a bit of a razz from his teammates about it as well. Oh, overthrows here. Handy little overthrow. Up in the air, over the top of square leg, 4 runs. Daniel with a one-man stand here for the Royal Avengers. Picks up his 7th boundary, 6-4. Moves to 38. So 12 runs off the 10th, 13 runs off the 11th, 6 off the first 2 deliveries of the 12th, keeping the Avengers in this. Comparison getting a lot closer. Nice dot ball from Sambo. They'll find a single. Smeek coming all the way into the circle. Thoughts of 2. They're going to take on the arm. It's a good arm. But good running. Patrick back. Throw perhaps could have caught Mukhtar short at the non-striker's end, but the throw going down to the keeper. It's a very good up from Smeek Mehta, patrolling the deep mid-wicket. Watchful this time, so another dot, 8 off the over, 1 ball remaining at the 12th. And that's been an easy single or 2 this over, just onto the leg side, which is vacant. Actually, not one player inside on the leg side. End of the over. 9 runs coming from it. The Avengers 84 for 4. They need 110 in 8 at 13.75. Our friend in the flip-flops never found some shoes, so Bugov has gone out to help out the Sky Warriors, sitting at backward square inside the circle. And that's the kind of camaraderie we love here at the KCC Corporate Leagues. And the Morning League, Grade 1 and 2. Fierce rivals, but also friends. Oh, that's up in the air. It's not going to carry the boundary, and it's not going to carry to Naneed Shah, just falling into his shins. That was awfully close to holding out there. Quick in the field. As I said, saw him take a great catch as a fill-in fielder. Back on Wednesday, I want to say, when I think it was the Sky Warriors Avengers were playing. Just an assistance fielder because he's a Sky Warrior marvel through and through, at least in the KCC leagues. Hitting hard again, this time onto the leg side, just dribbles to Chico, picks it up 10, 15 metres inside the boundary. Take that easy single, could be two. No, good fielding. Balls of catch, no chance of a catch. Only person that could have caught it was Pete up, but nowhere near him. But this is good. This is what they want, the marvels. Not ideal for the Avengers. Only singles this over so far. Takes all the pace off that one. So uses the wrists and long off. It will be 6 singles to round out the 13th over. The Royal Avengers 90 for 4. They need 104. Still haven't made it to that halfway mark. And now the run rate required up to 14.86. Sambhav Sharp. He's going to continue. Nine off his first. Yes. Call from the Royal Avengers dugout. Keep rotating, keep rotating. They're going to rotate here with a single. He's done pretty good so far, Mukhtar. 4 off 5. He has been rotating the strike. Needs to pass it off to Patrick, 44 off 26. It's a very good strike rate, but he needs to go at more. He needs to find the boundaries as much as he can. That's going to find the boundary, I think. He's going to split the gap. Does so through cow corner, right on cue. Moves to 48 with his 8th boundary. .48 off 30. Move to 49 here with a single through square leg. Still need more runs here, the Avengers. Ball gets a bit older. More chance. It's up in the air. Chico could be in the game here. He's getting around to it. Puts the hand up, but it's gone all the way. This time, Mukhtar going for the boundary. He's got 10 off 6 now. That's the captain, you might have heard. Mohammed Faisal cheering on his team, saying they're still in the game. They've brought up the 100 now. They've gone past the halfway mark. Anything's possible. We saw that yesterday. It's gone up in the air. Another call for catch. 2 converging. Chico gets under it, takes the catch, and it's a good catch in the deep. 2 arguing over it, but in the end, Chico takes the catch and Sambo gets a wicket right at the end of that over. 12 runs coming from it, plus a wicket. The 5th wicket falls for the Avengers on 102. 14 done, 6 remain, 92 required at 15.33. George Prasanna coming out at number 7. 4 wickets remain. Who's left to bat? The captain's down there. Mohammed Faisal. We haven't seen Bagav yet either. Sadaqah Shah back into the attack. It is Akash back in. Captain just realising he forgot to take his hat off. Going for the killer strike now. And Captain back into the attack. Patrick on 49. Swings hard and gets nothing on it. He deserves his half century here. Daniel Raj Patrick got almost half the runs for the Avengers. 49 of 102. And Akash Shah bowling. That's up in the air. Could be a chance of a catch. Meet Mehta gets underneath it and he goes down. He's out for 49. So close to his half century. But a good pair of hands in the deep by Smeet means Akash Shah gets the breakthrough. The 6th wicket falls for the Avengers. It is Daniel Patrick out for 49. Well fought. 49 comes to an end for Patrick. He's trying his hardest. He knew he had to go big, go deep. Getting a single to get you 50 makes it look good on the scorebooks, but it doesn't help the Avengers. So team game, tried to go big, just held out right on the ropes. And now Saeed out to the middle. The captain strikes immediately, doing what he wanted to do, come in and clean up this middle order tail of the Royal Avengers. 3 wickets left, 5.5 overs remaining, 92 still required. Heading towards 3 runs a ball now. That's nicely played. They're going to take on the arm of Doshi. He fires it in, even though they were safely through. Probably didn't need to have a crack, but he did. And first runs off the bat for Akshay Saeed. George Prasanna hasn't faced a ball yet, the lefty. Some of the fielders just realising right now that Prasanna is left-handed. There's a little bit of confusion as they try to set their field. They're going to put a backward square in a catching position. Almost what I'd call a fly gully if it was on the offside. Smeet comes in to extra cover inside the circle. Deep square leg and deep mid-wicket in place. He's swinging hard, finds Doshi out at deep mid-wicket. One ball left, Akash Shah's second. He could keep bowling if he wants to and get through to the end. Well, the 15th, 17th and 19th. That's scooped up in the air as well. Doshi getting underneath this one. He's already taken 1 catch. Let's give him another one. And Akash Shah strikes twice in 1 over. Pranay Doshi getting the catch. The 7th wicket falls for the Avengers on 104. Akshay Saeed out. For 1. End of the over. 2 wickets for 2 runs in that over for Akash Shah. Sends the captain, Mohammed Faisal, out to the middle. He'll be at the non-striker's end. George Prasanna will be on strike. 2 more wickets to clean this up. And it's Chico back into the attack. As I said, looks like Akash Shah, the captain of the Sky Warriors Marvels, is going for the kill here. They had a big loss in their previous game, the Marvels, and they'll be looking for a big win, a nice big net run rate boost as well. 90 required off 5 and exactly 3 runs per ball. Oh, that's going to get through for 4 leg buys. Luck's a fortune, but they'll take them, the Avengers, almost into net run rate loss mitigation. The game's probably gone from here. That said, 5 overs to go yesterday in the Grade 2 game. I thought the game was gone for the Marcors. Never say never, especially when the GOAT are playing. Oh, another inside edge. It's going to be back-to-back 4s, 1 leg by. This time 4 off the bat. Take them any way they can. Chico, a little bit expensive. Unlucky, but expensive. 2.2 overs. Now none for 17. 9 off his first 2. And this pops out through mid-wicket. They had one in the deep. They're going to run on the arm here. And it is good running. Prasanna gets back safely. I think that was Akash Shah out in deep mid-wicket. So that's not one arm you generally want to try to test. Oh, another inside edge. This time it won't make the boundary. That will get through for a single. Direct hit, though. Bat down from Faisal. Just as well he did. I think he was grounding his bat on the way through there. I think he just popped it down in time. Two balls left to the 16th. Can the Marvels finish this off before the 20th, or can the Royal Avengers at least bat out their full 20? They'd like to, of course. They've only got 1 batter left in the dugout. Big appeal from backward point. Sambo trying to finish this game off early, but no edge involved. He's hit that straight over the top of the umpire's head. A ducking Akash Yadav. Good running, back for 2. Quick between the wickets, these two. That's a good over, 13 runs coming from it, but it's still not enough for the Avengers. They move to 117 for 7. 4 overs remain, 77 required. Akash Shah will continue. 2 overs, 2 for 10. 2 wickets for 2 in his previous over. Prasanna, 8 off 5, including a fluky boundary. Staying with the deep mid-wicket instead of 1 inside catching on the leg side. That goes through mid-wicket. Along the ground, though. Wouldn't have been a chance of a catch, just 1. Now for the right-handed Mohammed Faisal. Doshi comes in from what he was out at a deep mid-wicket into an extra cover catching position where he took the catch of Askar Saeed in Akash's previous over. That's whipped away off the pads nicely. Smeet comes all the way in. Smeet Mantle looks like a good pickup for the Sky Warriors. Quick in the field, good pair of hands. Had a bowl, was a little expensive. Perhaps first day game nerves. And getting a little sloppy as we grind this way down. Just an overthrow from the deep. Chico apologises for being a little wayward. Goals to catch it. Doshi again getting underneath it, and it's been put down. They're going to come back for two. Unlocks a fortune to finish off the over. Rico coming a long way in, takes the catch. That came in off the ropes all the way to the circle. Akash gets his third. And that's the end of George Prasanna, I should say. Just the final wicket now. Bhargav out in the middle with the captain. Sorry, we had to do some editing there, so I had to jump off microphone for a bit, but got back in time for Chico's good catch. He'll appreciate me yelling and screaming about that one when he goes home and tries to clip it up for Instagram. What's going to happen here? 2.5 overs remain, and we're going to see the game all bowled out with another wicket, or are these two going to stick it out for what is now 20 balls remaining? Oh, that's it. The game's done. Chico gets a wicket to finish it off. Caught behind. Man of the match today in Grade 1 of the KCC Morning League, Vishal Mehta with a 55 not out, getting the runs on the board for the Sky Warriors Marvels. They put up 193 and they've bowled the Royal Avengers out for 131. Have a look at the batting and bowling card for the second innings before we wrap up the broadcast today. Batting for the Royal Avengers, a brilliant 49 from Daniel Patrick. The only one of note, the next best, George Prasanna with a 15-13 for Viren Savani. The bowling card for the Sky Warrior Marvels, that looks a lot better with a 3 for the captain, Akash Shah, 3 for 18 off 3. 2 wickets for Naneed Shah and singles for Pranav Shah, Pranay Doshi and Sambhav Shah. And also a wicket, of course, to Chico Katari, which isn't logged in the system for some reason, but it's definitely there. So there we have it. Oh, that's all right. I haven't updated the KCC match centre, but he's definitely got a wicket, and that's where we end. The Royal Avengers all out for 133. The Sky Warrior Marvels win by 62 runs. A big victory. Congratulations again to the man of the match, Vishal Mehta. He'll be up in the socials later on. Don't forget, KCC Morning League, 3 days a week, right through until the end of May. We'll be back next Wednesday morning from 7 a.m. But until then,